Chris is just going to laugh.
Oh, I'm just going to laugh anyway.
I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind the Keto Chow. One of my jobs is to push the little button here that is labeled start in this case. You can kind of see it. There it is, start. I was waking this up and accidentally hit the start button. I'm like, well, we're going live, so we're
a few minutes early, sorry
Anyway,
about
if
that.
you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto super easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track, so thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
Even when we're 7 minutes early.
Weird.
Anyway.
We had a weird time.
Well, we got Evelyn and Dennis here, and Sarah G says hello.
Yeah, and Sarah G got a new haircut, and she looks so cute. I love it so much.
All of her hair's cut?
I think so. There wasn't some long ones. They were just all the same length.
Visual Keto says, we are here.
Hi.
Welcome early.
Can I just tell you how cute it is? Chris made that little Post-it note for me because I was supposed to be here by myself. Chris was with Sam at a college
school
meeting.
Yeah, well, no, a Jordan Applied Technology Center where kids can take college classes
Yep.
in high school. And it's funny, you don't even have to take an advanced placement exam at the end of it.
Yeah.
You just have to...
You just have to pass the class?
Pass the class. So Dennis says, no audio, am I doing something wrong? It's working for us on our side.
Man.
So you may need to shut stuff down. Anyway. So I was going to a parents meeting for him that started at 6. And I didn't know whether or not I was going to be here or not.
And so I was ready. I got the notes Chris made for me, which I didn't even do anything. And then he gave me the little start end, and the mics were sitting here, and he explained to me while I was half listening earlier today.
Okay.
Because what happens is I go to do live, and then something is weird, and I always call him. I'm like, oh, I forgot this thing. And he's like, do this and this.
So it says, that one says start and that one says end.
You did it backwards.
This is start.
Yeah.
That one said. Anyway, and all I could find was a silver marker.
Which is why it's super shiny and beautiful.
Mimi says, why is it so hard to change the subscription? I don't know why you might be having problems. We actually changed around the subscription builder so that when you create the subscription, you see it one way. And when you go to change the subscription, you see it the same way. It should be set up exactly the same.
Yeah.
And if you're running into problems, I actually would recommend that you contact our customer service team and tell them the problems that you're running into so that they can document that.
Yeah, because if there is a problem, we need to fix it.
We want to solve it. Check out the beat while the DJ resolves it. Resolves it. Definitely resolves it. Did you ever see the In Living Color parody of the Ice Ice Baby with Jim Carrey?
Oh, probably.
I'm white, and I'm capitalizing on a trend that's currently rising. Mix it with Larry and Curly and Mo. Yip, 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 yo. It was really funny.
Was it at
Core
the same
memory.
time?
It was right around the time that Ice Ice
came
Baby
out?
came out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been funny.
It doesn't save on the bottom. So,
okay. Yeah, message customer service, and
Yeah.
if you could even screen capture it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, the more information that we have
we'll be able to
about the what device you're using and what problems you're running into, we can get that fixed. So
Yeah, I'm so
I can't fix it here on the live stream,
There's a problem.
but
It happens sometimes.
so Michelle wants to know, can you do the coconut cream pie as a big bag?
Oh, we can't
If
until
it
we
sells
know
well enough.
If it sells.
Yeah. So, and that's something that we actually talked about last live stream, which was 2 weeks ago. How we kind of determine whether or not a product is going to come back in large bags, what if a product's going to be a limited edition. Spoiler alert, it's based on how well it sells.
Yeah.
If it sells well enough to meet the minimum order quantities for the large bags, then we make it large bags, but usually as a limited edition, kind of like we did with the chocolate malt, which I need to get some of that.
Yeah, we gave it away.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
some at the house.
Anyway,
We
like
took
the chocolate
it on our
malt.
trip and gave it to our new friends.
Chocolate malt, we originally did it as in the individual singles, just like the coconut cream pie. And then it sold well enough that we brought it back this time as a seasonal flavor in the large bags. And if it sells well enough, then we might make it a permanent flavor, which is what we did with butterscotch.
Yeah.
Butterscotch is now a permanent flavor.
So we'll see how long it lasts.
Yep, Storm Chasing Gal
Hopefully
is here.
forever.
Let's see. Evelyn says hit that like button. And Andrea says hi, everyone. Hi, Andrea.
Thanks, Mimi, for telling us, by the way.
And Evelyn says, I hope everyone buys the coconut because it's awesome. Now, to that point,
It is really good.
the coconut cream pie is currently available. I think we still have quite a good amount of it. Whenever we do a limited edition release, and since I think 2021, all new flavors are introduced as a limited edition that we fully
We're just gonna
intend
test
to
it.
sell out. And we do not make any determinations as to whether it's going to come back until after it sells out. And if we decide to bring it back, it takes anywhere from 6 to 12 months for it to actually come back.
Yeah.
So, for instance, banana bread, which there's 2 of them on the ground right there. It sold
That's where
okay.
we keep Keto Chow on the ground.
It didn't sell super well. I don't think it's going to be coming back.
Sad.
But other ones have done pretty well, like the chocolate malt. That one's fantastic. Oh, speaking of chocolate, there was a question that you answered on the Facebook support group. Somebody wanted to know why the chocolate and the chocolate peanut butter are brown, and chocolate mint for that matter, why they're kind of a brownish color, whereas like chocolate toffee and chocolate malt are not brown.
Yep. And Marie also answered too. So the thing that Marie said was that the ones that have cocoa powder are brown, and then the ones that have chocolate flavoring are not brown, and that is correct.
Yeah.
And I just reiterated, cocoa powder is brown. It's going to make things brown.
Cocoa powder is brown. News at 11. Yeah, the chocolate peanut butter, and the chocolate mint are the only 3 that have actual cocoa powder in them.
Yeah.
We used to have a mocha flavor that's no longer available. That had a cocoa powder in it as well. But the chocolate toffee and the chocolate malt don't have cocoa powder in them, so it's not actually colored that way. A lot of people are like, wow, chocolate toffee doesn't have chocolate? Not actual chocolate. Chocolate. Me speak good.
Chocolate.
Gail says, hello all.
Hi, Gail.
Welcome. And Terry is here as well.
Hi, Terry.
Speaking of butterscotch, happy that it's back.
I am too.
Andrea
Happy
says,
about
your
it.
customer service is the best. I messaged with a little issue, and the response was so fast. And a resolution as well. Thank you for your staff. The Blue Slushies SALTT is so good.
Yes, I want to talk about that. How many of you have been able to taste Blue Slushies?
We brought 30 of them with us on
And
our
used
trip.
them all.
We're going to talk about that in a bit. But yeah, actually, no, I still have some in my backpack.
Oh, like what, 3? 4?
About that, I used 2 of them last night.
Yeah.
So, Exchange Student wants to know, what is the dollar threshold for free shipping on the Keto Chow site?
Is that if it's a subscription?
Just period. It's $100.
$100?
Yep. Any orders over $100 get free economy ground shipping.
Yeah.
You do have the option for faster shipping. We've had some people who are like,
Yeah, if you
why don't
want
you
to
ship
get
faster? It's like, well,
you got to pay for it if you want to
you can.
get it shipped faster. Hi, Nancy.
Joanna's
Hi,
here from
Joanna.
Arizona, and Janet's here as
Joanne.
well. Nancy's here, so is Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Janelle says, hello, Keto Peeps. I think these lovely people need more likes. Yes, we do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of the SALTT, the Blue Slushies.
Yeah, and I don't have any to show.
I got a text message from Chris Cooking Nashville. And I said, I told him I was going to, this was going to be a talking point tonight.
Oh, okay.
Chris Cooking Nashville has officially requested a 5-gallon bucket of Blue Slushies.
We don't even sell them in 5-gallon buckets.
we
Funny.
don't.
I'm glad he likes it, though.
I wish it was a thing too. Interestingly enough, we're not planning on making tubs with a scoop for SALTT. We've talked about it before, but I'm happy to talk about it again. The reason for that is the individual packets do a really good job of protecting the electrolyte powder. And the the electrolytes, the powdered salt that we're using it dissolves really well,
Yeah.
like exceptionally well. But we've found that if you allow it to be exposed to humidity, it gets kind of clumpy and the flavor changes. And so in a tub or a 5-gallon bucket, as the case may be, you'd have to get through it pretty quick, like within a week or less, before it starts to get hard, starts to taste weird.
Yeah.
And the reason why I talk about the fact that SALTT dissolves so well. Earlier today, let's see if I can find this. If I can launch it. Earlier today, so Joe and Rachel did a review, and I'm not poo-pooing on other companies, but no, that's not it. Oh, I know where it is. It's in the text message. So LMNT, Relight. Relight released Relight Kids.
The kids one.
As far as I can tell,
Which is tasty, by the way.
it is tasty. What the product appears to be is they've taken the regular Relight, and they're trying to market it as something that would be good for kids, especially compared to like Kool-Aid. It's way better.
Which is so great.
Yeah. So it appears to be almost like regular Relight, but with a quarter of the electrolytes in it.
Okay.
So it's not as salty, but it still has the same amount of sweetener and it has still the same amount of flavoring.
Yeah.
And compared to Kool-Aid, it's a solid option.
Slam dunk.
Yeah. Now this is a place where I'm keeping track of all the tests that I've done on different electrolytes and whether or not they have maltodextrin. Because you can use iodine to detect whether or not something has maltodextrin in it or not. In the presence of maltodextrin, it'll turn purple. And I tested a couple of new ones today. There's one called Insalted, and
I didn't even taste that one.
it wasn't amazing.
Oh, and that's where you're putting the pictures?
Yeah, so it turned a deep purple, like straight up. That's the color that it was. That's the color it turned to.
Is that the one that has the weird sweetener?
This one, they claim on their website, does not use stevia and that it's sugar-free.
Yeah.
In the ingredients, it says that it uses what they call glyvia, which is stevia glycosides
Which is also
and
stevia.
And glycine.
Okay.
So it uses stevia, but in their ads they say no stevia.
Wow.
Anyway, it totally has maltodextrin, but I did also test. Here we go. And again, I think that the Relight Kids is an excellent product for what it is, but it does contain maltodextrin.
You can tell it's a little bit of a different color.
Yeah, this
when
right
we
here.
laid it on the counter, it was harder to tell, but when
It
I
was.
lifted it up, you could see the brown compared to the purple.
Yeah.
That's the...
So let's see. Then we've got the whoa. So there's also that was the grape, and I did want to test them all just to make sure. Oh my gosh,
I believe.
I linked it wrong.
Well, now you can't show it. It's in a text message. This
is the.
And guys, it's yummy.
It is good. It does.
I think it's really good.
I can taste a lot more stevia in it than some of the other ones. But again, for what it is, I think it's a good product, especially to replace, like, what's it called?
Kool-Aid, Gatorade,
Kool-Aid. Yeah.
any kid's drink.
So, anyway.
The Capri Suns and the little juice boxes.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. I want to fix it live.
No, don't fix it
Kill it.
live. Oh my gosh, Chris.
Then I'm going to, where's the linky boy? It's over here. We're doing it live!
So boring. I mean,
let's
you're
see,
not
pineapple? Pineapple. Okay,
Well, you
that
found
worked.
it. Good job. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny because the pictures look like it's dark, but it's because you had the flash on.
Yeah, but anyway, so it does contain maltodextrin. How much maltodextrin? I'm not sure,
don't know.
but it does contain.
It's probably a very
Some
negligible
maltodextrin.
amount.
Anyway, okay. But I wanted to return and report on that because the
Yeah.
question came up during the review whether it
Okay.
has maltodextrin or not. So for all of you who were wondering,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, Evelyn says I can't order more until after the cruise.
I feel that.
Oh, I did get to try the new Mondo Melon. Nice.
Woo!
Janice is here, so is Evelyn. Cindy says, happy Tuesday. Missed your live last week. We actually didn't do a live.
We didn't.
We did a premiere because we were going to be
right.
on the road.
And we were on the road, and
We were indeed.
it was roady.
Yeah, and we were able to like get in the comments and talk about stuff. But we did
And it
that.
looked really weird.
We did
my
the launch of Blue Slushies.
Ponytail.
Oh, we missed 70th birthday. You ready, Cindy? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, and sad news, Janice says a truck hit my house and knocked out my gas and electric.
Oh my gosh!
She's living in a hotel.
Honey, I'm so sorry. That's
Aaron's
a
catching up at
nightmare.
2x speed. Yeah, we started early. We noticed. I hit the wrong button.
You know, he shouldn't have even been here. I was going to do it by myself, so I'm happy he's here.
Okay, Cindy wants to know, have we ever made a red velvet keto chow? I've
No.
tried a red velvet flavor. The problem is, my understanding of it wasn't amazing. It was like chocolate that was dyed red, but there was no red because it wasn't actually dyed. With a little bit of cream cheese, I think is what the flavor was. It wasn't super amazing. But you could probably either use the chocolate or the vanilla
Yep.
and find a red velvet flavoring.
Yeah, to put into it.
The vanilla is extremely versatile for that.
Yeah.
In fact, this month,
And the creaminess of the vanilla.
the surprise kit, it has a 21 ml bag of the vanilla cream,
What?
which is amazing. We actually
Excuse me.
made a bunch of Ninja Creamies with the vanilla cream.
We did?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Good job.
You were there. You were helping me put it into the bin. Remember?
That's right. And I also opened the butter.
My terrific life says, "Hey, how's everyone?" And Joe is here, missing
Hey,
a Utah burger.
I know, does
Oh,
not
man.
sound amazing.
That does sound amazing. We drove past, Sam and I, on our way back home, drove past an Apollo burger tonight.
And you're like, oh,
It smelled like burgers in the car for a couple seconds. Mary says, I went back to my subscription straight from you. Even though shipping is cheaper, I prefer U.S. potassium levels in Keto Chow. And SALTT from Amazon, not very reliable.
oh yeah.
Now,
sorry about
what
that.
Mary is talking about, for those of you who don't know,
Do,
if you go to Switch Grocery, is this, oh my gosh, let's just go
I
down.
don't know what that is.
I can't find my mouse.
Oh.
Switch Grocery, which is
It
in
is
Canada,
in Canada.
has
Back, baby.
Keto Chow available again.
Woohoo!
Now, they only have 6 different flavors. And as Mary said, it is in Canadian dollars. Their pricing is their pricing. We have no control over their pricing. They're setting it according to the market conditions
Yep.
in their neck of the woods. They aren't selling individual packets. Everything is, there's the cursor. I finally found it.
Oh, there it is.
They're setting the pricing according to, their market conditions. They do have the large bags and the individual,
Yep.
a 3-pack. But yeah, and it is in Canadian dollars. I think they are trying to get it listed on Amazon Canada. I'm not sure if that happened yet. We can ship to Canada, but
Yeah, it's
we
just
don't have any
shipping is
control
so
over
expensive.
tariffs or customs, import fees, or any of that stuff. But we did want to let everybody know that if you go to Switch Grocery,
Yep.
Keto Chow is back in stock and
It is
available.
there.
And also another thing that Mary was talking about, because Canada has some additional requirements. It's actually why we haven't had Keto Chow in Canada for a while.
Yeah.
We had to make a Canadian-specific version that has English and French first,
Right.
but also that has less potassium. Normally, Keto Chow has, I'm trying to remember how much it is. It's like 1,700 milligrams.
Take off
Potassium,
his glasses.
1,540 milligrams.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's 1/3 of the 4,700 milligrams.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we have to have a serving be under 99
under
grams
99,
in
which
Canada.
is dumb.
Because they don't want that to be the case. The
Cindy.
government does.
Cindy says her singing was beautiful.
Aw,
Aaron
thank
says
you.
I'm still sad about the red check mark next to True Lemon. Yeah, the
I
packets
know,
of True
I'm sad
Lemon.
about that too.
And it's interesting. I tested because I tested True Lemon packets, and it shows that there's some sort of starch or maltodextrin in the packets. I don't know why, but it's there. And people are like, "Oh, it's the citric acid that you're picking up." No, because we tested just lemon juice,
Oh, that's right. And
and it
do
didn't
anything.
change. We actually tried the lime juice as well. That's why we have a bunch of weird bottles of lemon and lime juice in our fridge.
Oh.
In case you didn't know. Crystal Harris is here, and Cindy Bentley says, good idea. Nice. Oh, Marie says, yeah, red velvet tastes like red dye 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Patricia had peppermint fluff
Oh,
with
that
chalk
sounds
syrup
so
peppermint
good.
syrup.
You know what I want to make? The egg pudding.
And like Visual Keto would know, working at a glasses shop, I need progressive lenses. Well, and the thing is, I don't need glasses to read. I actually need no glasses in order to read because I can't focus. I can focus about this far away with these glasses on, and I can see okay. And that's actually why I talked to my optometrist, and I'm like, should I get LASIK? And he's like, do you wear your glasses when you're at your computer? No. Do you sit at a computer all day? Yes. Don't get LASIK. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, well, because then you would have permanent glasses installed in your eyes, and you wouldn't be able to take them off to be able to read. I'm like, okay, fine. And you know what? You're probably right. I probably do need ones that don't have the prescription down below, or even I'm getting that age. We just went on a tour with a bunch of old people, so we're super old. That is a discussion topic, by the way. Bubbles wants red licorice
There
back.
weren't that many old people. They were very lovely.
They were very nice. Okay, let's talk about changes, Miriam.
Let's talk about changes.
So, first and foremost,
What is the change talking about?
So on our blog, I'll just go ahead and pull it up. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, yeah.
Go
on
to
our
the
blog.
blogs.
We did talk about this a
Learning
little
Hub.
bit. Where's the blog? There
It's
it
at the
is.
bottom.
At the bottom.
Okay.
The blog.
So we replaced the Keto Chow electrolytes, and we actually talked about this a couple of live streams ago, but I wanted to give some further clarification.
Also, more boring words.
More boring words. Well, so we renamed all the Keto Chow electrolytes, and they're now under the SALTT brand. Okay.
Yes.
Talks about why we have the electrolytes. Hey, we rebranded. We also took the time to simplify the sizes. So there are some sizes that we used to have that aren't going to be offered anymore.
Yes.
We also changed the serving sizes to better reflect how we're expecting people to use each of them.
Yes.
And we also changed the names to better communicate how and why you're going to use the different electrolytes.
Right.
Now, the actual formulation has not changed. That's the issue that our customer service has been running into lately, is that because we changed the product packaging and the serving sizes on a lot of them.
It does seem like it would be different.
Yeah, and to get into the serving size thing, further down here, here we go. Some of the old packaging had the serving size. It had one serving size on one size of package, and a different serving size on a different one. So the ones that had the little dropper, we made the serving size be that people were thinking they should only use one dropper full.
Right.
And so they were looking at the nutrition, they're like, well, this hardly has any electrolytes in it at all. What's going on with that? Up here, just to illustrate a point. So this is the old 120 milliliter dropper label. This is the old 250 milliliter. 1 milliliter, 1/2 teaspoon.
Oh, yeah, that's confusing.
Same product, exact same product, but this one has 51 milligrams of sodium. This one has 125.
Right.
This one has 18 milligrams of magnesium. This one has 45. This has 53. That has 130. With the new packaging, which you may not be able to see because it might be under our heads. Let me move it over a little bit. So the new serving size for the hydrate,
Yeah.
is 5 milliliters because we assume that people are going to use a teaspoon.
Yeah.
So now it's 255 milligrams of sodium. It's the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing
it's
has
just all
changed.
in the way that you say the numbers.
Yes, and potassium, magnesium. So it's all the same stuff, but we wanted to make it for the future simpler. If you're coming from the old stuff, it might not be as simple. So the electrolyte drops we renamed to SALTT Hydrate. The serving size is now 1 teaspoon. Fasting drops is low K, as in potassium. Because, hey, if you're fasting, you want less potassium, you want more sodium.
Want more salt, yeah.
But this is also really helpful for people with POTS and IBS and other issues where they don't want as much potassium.
Yeah.
And the serving size on this is a tablespoon.
Which is a lot.
It's 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Magnesium drops because you don't use as much. It's now Salty Relax, and its serving size is half a teaspoon. Because that's what we expect that people will actually be using.
Yeah, I use more than that.
And then the Daily Minerals has been renamed Salty Minerals,
Yep.
which is our formula to replace the cabinet of supplements, an electrolyte blend with added vital minerals missing from the typical Western diet. And the serving size on this one is 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. Because before the serving size was 1 tablespoon, this hasn't changed. We're still telling you to take a tablespoon. We're just telling you to take it 3 times, well, a third of it each time.
Yep.
Down here, if you go further down,
More words.
again, the question people have had is, you've changed it. It's not the same as it was. So I wanted to put up pictures showing the old packaging and the new packaging, where you could easily compare between the two. Yeah, it's a long thing. It's a lot of clicking around. My hope is that it answers some of the questions that people may have about the electrolytes, what the changes were, and it can be a source of information for people. So
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Oh,
Hi, Lisa.
Kathy says, had a band ensemble for the great niece and nephew. That's awesome.
Oh, fun.
Visual Kio says, I'm the same way, Chris, but writing up orders for glasses, it feels silly to put up my glasses. You are right.
Yeah.
Mega's here. She likes your hat.
Thank you.
Those are actually on the website. Someone wanted to know if you go to the top and it's under, is it under gear?
Yeah.
It is,
You're on the gear section.
I think it's under products we recommend.
I think it's under gear. You were just there.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It is. The hats are on the gear page. The shirts are not. So there's the hats. The stuff we do through Printful is on here. The stuff we do on Amazon isn't. So for instance, you can get the cool salty Hawaiian shirt or the dad hat. There's the Hawaiian shirt. Nobody buys them.
Is mine not the dad hat?
You've got the dad hat. This one
Just pink.
that's not distressed. The distressed one has all the
I got a
holes in it.
distressed one.
Anyway, so yeah, that is
Fine.
on the website. Keto Miss says Blue Slushies SALTT is so awesome. Didn't know I needed it as a flavor. Yes, you do.
Right.
Mimi says, please keep my magnesium. I do drive by with a dropper. Yeah, the 4-ounce bottle
too.
we are keeping. It's the 500 milliliter, the really big bottle for the fasting drops. We're discontinuing that.
Yes.
And we're gonna be changing around the little pocket
The baby
flasks.
bottles.
We have something in the works. It's not ready to announce yet, but there's something coming to replace those in the salty branding. Anyway.
Because those are the best to keep in my purse.
Yep. Gail says it came 20 minutes early, saw the coconut down, and then said 20 minutes to start. When I saw the chat moving, they realized you were live. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Again, I hit the wrong button.
He's just so excited.
Evelyn wants to know, is Blue Slushies SALTT a permanent item? So with SALTT, we're taking a different approach. We're not really introducing stuff as limited edition. We're just introducing it. And we'll be talking more about the future of flavors of SALTT in the coming weeks. We have some stuff we're working on that we're not ready to talk about yet. More stuff that we're not ready to talk about. I'm being deliberately evasive, as I tell my children.
Why even talk about it if you're not going to talk about it? I mean,
They're like, well, what? Tell me more. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you anymore.
Tell me more.
And they try to trick me into telling more, and I'm like, no, I am being deliberately evasive. Anyway, but as far as the Blue Slushies go, we've introduced the new flavor, and at the same time, we announced that we are discontinuing the stoked mango.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of the stoked mango, like a
still have
lot of
some.
it. It's a lot. In fact, I think we still have.
We have some.
I still think we have an order that they haven't delivered to us yet.
We have some.
Yes,
but
we
you
have
can
some.
still buy it. But when it's gone, it's gone.
It will be gone. And to that point, we actually have removed the stoked mango from the sample the variety packs,
Oh, okay.
and replaced it with Blue Slushies. So
if
we
you
brought
like
it
the
in.
mango, buy it in the mango flavor.
Yeah, but the Blue Slushies, we're planning on just keeping it. That's kind of our modus operandi for SALTT. Now, Marie brings up a question.
Yeah.
Do you have a changelog for SALTT? I should probably make one, but we haven't needed one as yet, and that's actually one of the questions that we wanted to talk about tonight, speaking about changes. Someone contacted us saying that another person was posting that they think that SALTT has changed its formulation from when they first got it. They said that they were using it and their blood sugar was going up, and they thought that it was SALTT that was causing the problem. We haven't changed anything.
We have changed a couple of flavors.
We
one
have
flavor.
introduced new flavors, and we're going to get to that in a second. But the only thing that we've changed with SALTT is we have changed the packaging.
Yep.
When we first came out with
changed the
SALTT, and it was for the better, the packaging that we launched SALTT with was a lot easier to tear, but it didn't keep out the humidity as well. And we talked about this earlier, that when SALTT is exposed to humidity, it tends to go clumpy. Oh my gosh, I forgot. The whole reason I brought up the maltodextrin tests.
Yeah, the whole reason.
When I was testing those other products,
Yeah.
I poured them into the water bottle. Some of them, it looked like you poured like silicone caulk into there. It was like dry powder encapsulated in water. It was weird. And shaking it up, it was the unsalted that took so long.
Yeah.
It took me 5 minutes of shaking to get it to mix. Luckily, you and Kirsten helped out shaking up the Relight kids. Yeah. Those also took forever to mix.
And it's just because we're used to the way SALTT mixes.
SALTT mix is so good.
Because before we had SALTT, we just used the other ones.
We used the other ones.
And they were still great.
And you would pour it into the water, and you would shake it up.
A little bit. That's fine.
And then you would shake it up. And then you would shake it up. And that was one of the main design criteria with SALTT, is we wanted to eliminate all that.
Yeah.
All the other stuff aside. Okay, anyway.
Hey, Cindy.
So we have changed the packaging. Now it protects the product better. It is more difficult to tear.
Yeah. So
we
we're working on another
on
package
that.
update that will tear better.
Me personally, what I do, I actually, if I'm going to be putting it in a water bottle, like as a small neck, I'll actually just bite into the thing and tear it off.
I can't bite into stuff
I go
right now.
backwards.
I can't bite.
Sometimes I can tear it and it just comes off cleanly, but
I just use scissors.
we're working on it. And it's one of those,
Sorry.
well, do you want easy tear packaging, or do you want product that tastes good?
Yeah. Both, please.
That's what we're working on. Anyway, so we have changed the packaging. As far as the product, I'm actually going to pick up my glasses and read the response. We found the original individual that was posting about SALTT raising their blood sugar and all the information. And what I wrote to them is that, hey, unlike other companies that hide fillers and additives in their natural flavors, we don't. We've been exceptionally transparent and proactive in making sure we know what's in our product and that we let our customers know it's in our product. There's an exhaustive treatment about this on our flavorings, like what's in our natural flavorings. Like, it is so many words. Like Miriam gets bored just looking at it, but there's all these certificates of analysis. There's like, what is the exact breakdown of the product? Like everything is on that page. The only changes that we've made to SALTT is introducing new flavors that use less than half the amount of acacia gum,
Right.
and therefore fewer total carbohydrates. The original flavors that we still carry, which is Booyah Berry, Stoked Mango, Endless Summer, Citrus Splash, and the chocolate and the chocolate caramel, those aren't using the same flavor carrier, so it's
They're
not applicable
different
to them.
anyway, yeah.
Anyway, those use 800 milligrams of flavoring, and of that, approximately 500 milligrams is acacia gum fiber. The new flavors that we've introduced, which are Groovy Grapefruit, Cherry Chill, Lemon Lime Twist, Mondo Melon, and now Blue Slushies, use 250 milligrams as opposed to 800
That's so many words.
of flavoring. That's approximately 150 milligrams of acacia gum. So your body can't digest acacia gum.
Yeah.
The bacteria in your gut breaks it down and turns it into short-chain fat, specifically butyrate. That rarely, if ever, enters your bloodstream because the cells that line your gut love butyrate. It's their primary energy source. And it actually strengthens the gut barrier. And one of the reasons why people who have IBS and leaky gut supplement with acacia gum is because it strengthens your gut cells.
There you go.
So,
And that's in Keto Chow.
it's
too.
cool stuff. Now, the salt, the potassium, the malic acid, the sweetener have not changed at all. So, just to reiterate again, nothing in the flavorings has changed, nothing in the other ingredients has changed, and the only things that are new are the lower carbohydrate flavors. So if someone is spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt that we have changed SALTT, we have not. Nothing has been changed as far as that goes.
Yeah.
We're not using a different sweetener. We're not using a different salt. It hasn't changed. So, and that's kind of a hard line that we've taken. We're not using maltodextrin. We're not, even when we do flavor tests, he's like, hey, it would be a lot easier if we could dry this on maltodextrin. You could do your tests and then we'll get back to it. I'm like, no,
I know. They get annoyed.
not going to do it.
It would be easier.
It
but
would
we
be
don't
easier.
want easy. We want better.
So, you know what, Marie? I'll probably make a change log just
Because you can.
because I can. Anyway, and then for those of you who don't know, a change log is just a list of all the different things that we've changed. And with SALTT, the only version, there's a date code next to the UPC, and that's mostly for the packaging, to keep the packaging
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
Risa says, I got my blue slushie yesterday. I haven't tried it yet. Well, tomorrow, can't wait.
Try it. Let us
Got more
know
coconut
what you
cream as
think.
well. Let's see. Oh, Cindy also got blue slushies. Nice. And Stacy says, I don't need the sodium for swelling, but I need the ones you're speaking of, the salty electrolytes. If I don't need sodium, what I need. So, for instance,
Oh,
the
you'd need the
magnesium
K.
drops and the daily minerals, which is now just called
Yep.
salty minerals,
Yep.
those are a lot lower in sodium. I'm not sure if reducing sodium in the long term is going to help with swelling.
Can I just tell you, I have swelling a lot on my legs because I have lipedema, I have a lot of, and lymphedema.
Yeah.
And when I have more salt than I think I need, the swelling is better.
Which is weird.
Doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
it works.
Exposing Darkness wants grape salty for Dustin.
Exposing darkness.
Today,
out.
because we tested the Relight Kids. Did you even try the grape one?
I did
Why?
'Cause
You
it's-
don't like it?
because it's gross.
Anyway, Milady Last Lot says, I bought double bags of the new salty. Discount so I can fill some swag bags for the meetup in Ohio.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know we would have sent you stuff for that, right?
If you're having a meetup, we
Reach
do
out to us.
actually
We'll send you
budget product to send to meetups.
We do that all the time. We are love to do that.
And Patricia says Stoked Mango is my favorite. I have a big bag of mustache.
Yeah.
Let's see. Evelyn has a question. They said they don't coat the packaging in any starch to be able to run through the machines, do they?
No.
Nope. And for actually, when we're doing the tests to see if different electrolytes have maltodextrin.
Yep.
I'm tearing open a regular package of SALTT, just off the shelf. So if it had any starch,
any leftover, even anything from the air.
it would be picked up by that test,
Yeah.
and there is none. There were actually very, very few things that I tested that didn't have maltodextrin. So Dr. Berg has one,
Yeah.
which is the same as the Keto K100. They are literally the same product. I think K100 is the one that makes Dr. Berg's.
Well, that's okay.
Great value. Strangely enough,
Well,
it had
it's
a
only one great value though.
well, that particular one, yeah. There was a very faint change, but I don't think it was super. Strangely enough, I don't know if anybody else had seen this. Keto Brains
And we love Keto Brains.
has maltodextrin in it.
And
Or at least it has some form
Something.
of starch. And that
Yeah.
may be from the, and I actually noted that in the document, it might be coconut milk powder that's causing that.
right.
But lemon juice didn't change, lime juice didn't change. LMNT's raw didn't have any. All of the salties that I tried, I could actually go through and try them all, but it's not going to make any difference.
Because they're the same.
And Ultimate Replenisher and Water Boys.
Lemon ginger. Ugh.
Now these guys,
Gross.
they
I mean, it's probably good.
started.
Sorry.
They started with a slight purple tint to them, and it quickly went clear.
Ah.
But it was a slight purple, so I'm not sure
Like it
what's
had a
going
first
on
reaction.
there. Yeah,
That's interesting.
like, and if you look at the actual images on them, like the problem is it actually deactivated the, like, it's supposed to be like an orange color,
yeah.
and it removed
Something.
that. It's kind of weird.
Something.
I don't know that I actually put this link.
Those are really bad pictures, Chris.
Look, it is what it is, okay? I don't think I actually put the link to this into the chat. I've linked it previously, but in case any of you want
Is
to
it
go down
public
the...
for people to look at? Oh.
Yeah, everybody can view it. Anyway, in case you want to check it out, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, there's more stuff about the about maltodextrin in that document.
Oh,
Karen's,
Tracy's got to go.
Oh yeah, Tracy's gonna...
Sorry, Tracy.
Yeah,
See ya.
gonna be back. Exposing Darkness says I cut into the salty package. Oh no. Teresa is here. I just cut the package.
I do too.
Yeah,
I cut
that's
it.
what I do. I have a pair of scissors that lives in the drawer. So that's also what Visual Keto uses. Stacy says the orange and the butterscotch Keto Chow are so good.
That sounds good.
Meg uses kitchen scissors to cut the top off. Actually, I like it when I'm putting it into a water bottle that has a big neck.
Yeah, because then you could just take the whole thing
And
off.
actually with those, if I'm not trying to tear off just the little end,
Yeah.
that's easier to get into a water bottle, a tiny water bottle, I can just tear off the whole thing and it's easy.
Yeah.
So, Aaron also wants grape.
Aaron!
Mike says
Mike.
groovy grape. Let's see. Oh, Serena says I'm updating our emergency earthquake emergency supply kits. Please remind us the expiration dates for Keto Chow and SALTT. So both of them have a 5-year shelf life. After that, they're probably still actually going to be okay. What you wouldn't get with Keto Chow is we tested some that were 5.4 years old, and they were fine.
Yeah.
Like all of the vitamins that we claim were in there were still in there at the potency that we claim. We tested another one that was like 6.6 years old, if I remember correctly. And those ones, some of the vitamins were below the levels that we put on the package.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what, 5 years.
Yeah.
With SALTT, as far as we can tell, it's a 5-year shelf life. It may actually go even further than that. And what would happen if it goes beyond that and it does start to degrade? The flavor wouldn't
would
be as
degrade
strong.
first. Yeah.
So, Donna has a question about magnesium. I take quite a bit daily to fight off feet and leg cramps. I think I wouldn't get the cramps. Yes, I still do. Wakes me up at night with twisting and pain. Wow. What else
Try
can
the
I do?
magnesium drops.
Yeah, well, so magnesium drops, you've done quite a bit. I currently
a
am
lot.
taking 3 of our magnesium capsules a day, which are about 100 milligrams each. So I'm taking an additional 300 milligrams. Plus I'm doing 1 to 2 salty electrolyte drinks a day,
Yeah.
which is 182. So I'm getting around 450 extra milligrams of magnesium a day. That means I'm getting twice the magnesium amount. I had a very slight cramping in my pectoral muscles today during a meeting.
Really?
Because I was sitting weird. I just get cramps. That's one of the reasons why we introduced the magnesium and SALTT.
I do the liquid magnesium at night right before I go to bed, and I do probably a lot because I just get a little bit of water in my tiny little cup, and I put a couple of dropperfuls in there and with water, and I drink it, and then drink some water.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't usually drink the water anymore.
What happens if you take too much magnesium?
It'll just go through you.
It'll go through you. You'll get expensive pee. If you get way too much, you'll get the runs.
Which, if you need it.
Yeah. Visual Keto says, I credit Keto Chow and Keto with curing my IBS. 6 years clean.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Okay, Crystal says, I saw the different electrolytes. They have different color bottles and droppers.
Right.
Is the actual product green or purple?
It's just clear.
It's clear. Nothing has changed. The only thing that differs in color.
We did the color so we can tell the difference between the bottles.
So that our
shipping team.
They
look cute though, don't they?
So
it's in there. Just click on the electrolytes.
Well, so this one has kind of an orange tint. This one has kind of a blue tint to the bottle.
Yeah.
Low K is like a
it's
greenish
just on the label.
Yeah. The products themselves, the actual liquid,
they look
hasn't
exactly
changed.
the same.
Now the minerals, depending
they do
on
have a color,
like if it's a few percentage off on the copper, it will either be a pale yellow or a dark green.
A blue.
Like it will literally go from
like
this color to this color just based on
the tiny bits of copper.
A very small amount of copper.
It's funny.
So,
but anyway, for the most part, they're all.
Yeah, and we try to have really good consistency between the batches.
Yeah.
But with the copper, like I said, because it's such a small amount changes it. It's still within the tolerances. The tolerances in the middle, but it can change the color.
The tolerances.
Let's see. Stacy says I have a pad in my legs, so I just swell with normal sodium. Oh wow. But what is SALTT for? If my electrolytes are good in blood work, then why do I need it?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. So especially things like magnesium, your body controls the amount of sodium, potassium, and especially magnesium in your blood tightly, actually to the detriment of your muscles and your bones at some point. Like if you're low in magnesium, your body will demineralize your bones in order to provide enough magnesium in your blood so that stuff can happen the way it's supposed to. If your blood levels are low on those, chances are you actually have a problem.
You're going to be depleted in a lot of other areas first.
So,
for it to show up low.
And the SALTT Electrolyte Drink mix, and here's where we start to get into a little bit of confusion. We have the SALTT drops and capsules, and we have the SALTT Electrolyte Drink mix. And a lot of times when we just talk about SALTT, we're talking about the drink mix. Yeah, which is, I know that's a little confusing, but anyway. I try to do better with explaining that, hey, this is the SALTT drink mix, this is the drops and capsules, or I'll call it SALTT Hydrate, things like that. But the different supplements are really good for if you just need more sodium, if you just need more potassium and sodium, if you just need more magnesium, that sort of thing. The drink mix is by and large just for general hydration, but also getting a good amount of sodium, potassium, magnesium. I really like it especially for the magnesium because for me, magnesium is king.
This is the drink mix.
Are you raiding my backpack?
You said you had some in there.
Yeah, I didn't say you could steal them.
I didn't say I was going to keep it.
So we've got Blue Slushies, Cherry Chill, and then two of the new Mondo Melon. Yeah, you can tell the old Mondo Melon from the new one because the new Mondo Melon looks like watermelon with the green and pink, whereas the old one was just
Just
pink. Yeah.
But this is the new Blue Slushies, and it's so good. And the other thing is, we do not color these, so
They are
all
clear.
clear.
They are absolutely clear. Debbie says, big Keto Chow fan here. Can I ask your opinion on all the clear protein drinks that are everywhere? If you need to supplement on protein,
Yeah, you can.
like let's say that you're meeting all of your other nutritional goals, but you just need protein. I don't know, you're doing a protein sparing modified fast, or you're dealing with sarcopenia or something like that, and you just need protein. A protein shake, a clear protein drink. I think clear protein
Eggs,
drinks are kind
tuna, chicken.
yeah, I think that they're kind of silly, the protein drink, the clear protein drinks, because there are better ways to get protein than having one that's clear.
Why are they clear?
Because it's a fully dissolvable one. They're just using a protein that doesn't change the color. It's usually cloudy, and they usually add a thickener in there too.
Okay.
So just think it's like a milk protein shake,
Yeah.
but it's clear. And a lot of times they're using a plant protein.
Like a pea protein.
And Debbie's question, isn't it just better to eat real food or keto chow? Well, I'd contend that keto chow is real food, but
But yes,
you could eat a can of tuna.
has some eggs.
You could have some eggs. You could have some egg whites. If you're on the run and you need something to give you just more protein,
Yeah.
hey, it's protein. Great. You know, you do you. That'd be fine. But I wouldn't do it because it's too expensive, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's just the protein shake.
Yep. And I see the cost of keto chow for myself as worth it because you mix it up, and that was breakfast. We actually had keto chows on our way to and from Hurricane, Utah yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was so great.
Yeah. We were just able to drive. It was great.
Yep.
Sharon says, I would love a grape salty that tastes like Fanta grape soda and maybe a pineapple flavor. I said
Yeah.
soda, but it came out sody.
Sody.
It's like I'm on Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Sam watched that last night. My terrific life says I inherited some licorice keto chow.
Oh, I freaking
What fat
love
to use
that.
with it? If you want the flavor
Butter.
stronger, butter. If you
Butter.
want it more creamy, heavy cream, which
Butter.
is actually the answer for all of the flavors
Yes,
of keto
it
chow.
is.
Marisol
Marisol.
says, thank you for your products.
You're welcome.
De nada.
Thanks for saying hi.
Es mi gusto. Storm Chasing Gal wants a pineapple salty. Lots of other people as well. Dennis says, I use 2 tablespoons of butter along with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and heavy
Nice.
whipping cream to taste.
So good.
Amy says, can I purchase the Blue Slushie and have them ship it with my subscription? So what
I
you
think
can
you could do an add-on, right?
well, okay, right now we don't have a way to do a one-time add-on, but there's a very simple workaround for it. The one-time add-on that is available with our old subscription software, it was adding a one-time full-priced product to your next subscription.
okay.
The easier thing to do is,
Do-do.
and we're right back. Okay, anyway, let's see. Okay, so the one-time product, it would ship it once, but it would be full price. So the workaround is actually really simple. After a subscription ships, go in at any point before your subscription renews and edit your subscription to whatever you want. Add new
to
stuff.
put this in there. And then if you don't want it, just when your subscription ships, go take it out.
Yep.
I see what you mean.
That's the easiest way to do it. So add Blue Slushies to your subscription. You can even at that time change when the subscription is going to renew.
Yeah.
You can even tell it and go right now. The coolest thing about doing that is you get the full subscription discount on that item.
Yes.
With the one-time purchase thing,
That's true.
it was full price.
Right.
Editing your
This
subscription is actually
it's
a better
actually
way to do it.
smarter. So thank you for saying that. I apparently wasn't thinking about that. I thought
Cindy
we could
wants
do
to
that.
know if we're ever going to come out with a flavored magnesium only supplement. We don't have any plans for it, but
Magnesium is tough because it's so bitter.
it's so bitter, which I think is probably why she wants the. What we did instead is we made the magnesium capsules
Yes.
where you just don't even taste it.
And we were talking about this earlier. I take those at night and I take the liquid magnesium.
Okay. Kathy says, I think the Fairlife protein drinks are good. Be careful. Some of them have seed oils. That's true.
I do think they're good too.
Steph wants to know, are there any events out west? Seems like everything is back east. It just kind of depends on
It's been
who decides
who
to
organizes
make.
things.
So if
Well, there was a Las Vegas conference this year.
there was, it's people in the community deciding to have an event.
Yep.
So
We did one once.
yep, we actually did several.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're gonna do a meetup pretty soon.
Are we?
We're thinking about it in this summer.
We are thinking about doing one. Debbie says, I'd rather have an orange cream keto chow. Well, we've got it. It's ready right now.
That sounds good.
Marie says, in Utah, it gets pronounced as hurricane.
Hurricane, yeah.
But I also deliberately say mountain and fishing
and city.
and Utah. Anyway,
Utah.
I try to break free
How
of
did the
my...
Utahns say it? Utah?
Utah.
Utah? Sounds
Kitty
the
Fun
same.
Foo says, I love the velvety feel of the newer salty packaging.
Oh yeah, it's so nice.
So, and for any of you who want to know
it's
the
called
specifics,
the soft touch.
well, it's a reverse print. Our old ones, if you got the first edition salty packaging and you tossed it into a backpack or into your pocket, you may have noticed the printing
Yeah,
would
sometimes
wear
it would come off. Yeah.
In addition to all the problems with humidity. And so this is actually, it's printed on the opposite side of the outer skin and then sandwiched together.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's legit. Anyway, but it is a bit thicker. Mike says, yeah, I almost said that. It's a Utah thing.
Utah.
Storm Chasing Gal says, I started watching Two Crazy Ketos. The last with y'all, it was a riot. there you go.
Thanks.
Dennis says, hurricane, mistakenly attributed to the Spanish. Actually comes from Mayan, meaning one of God's legs. Really? Okay.
That's funny.
That is funny. Okay, there's a couple things that we still wanted to talk about.
Questions?
We get questions on, will X break a fast? Is that keto chow? Is that salty? Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What actually breaks a fast?
So sometimes I've actually heard different people say they've done a keto chow fast, which means they're using keto chow instead of their meals and calling it a fast. I wouldn't
Like a
call
fast as in they're only doing keto chow. Or they're doing an egg fast. Or they're doing...
And I wouldn't call it a fast.
No, I wouldn't call that a
would call it
fast.
using keto chow. But sometimes that's when things get confusing, when people call things a fast. So if you are fasting from food,
Yes.
you would not eat keto chow because that is food. That would break a fast.
Specifically, keto chow contains protein.
Yep.
It contains calories. Those are the things that break a fast. Now, how much protein and calories? There's about 125, depending on the flavor,
So more than
calories,
Yeah.
and around 25, 26 grams of protein. If you are interested in what's called autophagy,
Yeah.
or autophagy, or your cells eating themselves, is what it really gets down to. It's your cells breaking down.
Recycling.
Yeah, recycling. They're breaking down old and busted stuff and making new structures, new
Which is
cells.
why I should sleep longer at night.
You should. If you're interested in autophagy, that generally comes after like 36 hours of not eating protein, specifically protein. Once you get to about 72 hours, the effects of that start to taper off. So you could go longer, but you're not getting the autophagy benefits, which could include things like skin that isn't as saggy or is more resilient, or
Definitely
like
get
that.
your blood glucose more stable spot.
Yeah. Now, fat can also break a fast where you're not trying to achieve autophagy, and just calories in general. Carbohydrates absolutely will break a fast. It releases insulin. Once insulin is going, it's game over, man.
Game over.
Now, SALTT, the SALTT Electrolyte Drink mix. Actually, let's start with the capsules and the liquids first. The liquids and capsules, like the
them.
Hydrate, the Low-K that we were talking about early,
Those
the Daily
would
Minerals,
not break a fast.
Will
because
not.
There's no
0 calories.
There's no carbs, calories. It's just salt. It's just electrolytes.
It's just electrolytes. The SALTT Drink Mix Clean Slate is basically, it's a
Same
powdered
thing.
version of our low K, is
Yeah.
what it really gets down to. Because the amount of potassium that's in SALTT drink mix is closer to the low potassium version of our liquid. The clean slate won't break a fast either. Now, some people react differently to sweetener and
Right.
flavor. Some people can do an extended water and salt fast, and they actually do just fine with,
Like literally. Oh, did Sam come home with you?
yeah, Sam came home with me.
Sam's here.
Anyway, we're back. So some people don't have a problem with sweetened, flavored stuff.
Yeah.
Some people do. And kind of a good way to tell if you personally are affected by flavored stuff is to try it out when you're doing a fast and see if it makes you hungry.
If it makes you hungry, then you probably should not use it during a fast.
Because we've noticed a lot of times when we're doing an extended fast, you get to like 36, 72 hours,
Yeah.
and your body is just like,
oh, well, I guess I'm never eating again.
okay, let me know when you want to eat again, because I'm going to stop telling you that we need to eat.
And then when it's really close to when you're supposed to end fasting, your body's like, I'm so hungry, I'm going to die because I know you said we could eat in that 1 hour.
Yeah. So, anyway, so the answer to will Keto Chow break a fast? Yes. Will SALTT break a fast? Maybe. Probably not. Depends on you.
Yep, depends on you. When we fast, we do not use the drink mix. But we will use the regular minerals.
Marie says, I like to speak with proper enunciation as well.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Enunciation is one of those words that if you don't pay attention, you'll mispronounce it. Like pronunciation. It's not pronunciation, it's pronunciation. I think I was in high school when I made that distinction.
Well,
I was like,
people
what?
also mix up enunciate with
Pronunciation.
pronunciation.
Yeah. Anyway.
But they mean the same thing pretty much.
Okay. Last thing. Miriam wants to talk about doing keto
apparently want to
on a
talk about
tour bus.
doing keto on a tour bus.
So
Guys,
our experience with Amish Country and what to do when food options are limited.
it was so funny because it felt like I was with our keto family, except it wasn't.
Well, it was a really fun group.
It was our church family, right?
Yeah.
We actually didn't know anybody on the tour until we were done. Then we knew everybody.
We knew everybody.
But it was different because it felt like our keto friends.
Uh-huh.
And nobody knew we were weird.
Well, until about halfway
a couple
through,
days
and
through. Yeah,
they're like,
probably through.
you're not eating
Why-
all these sweet
Why are
rolls?
you not having the bread? I'm like, oh, I don't eat sugar. I don't.
Oh, I
eat
couldn't live
carbs.
without
I know.
sugar.
That's what
Yeah.
everybody says. You guys know.
I couldn't live without bread.
Yeah, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. There were 2 meals I think that were more difficult. So we had an Amish dinner. It was so nice.
So
and
the tour bus
cute.
showed up at this Amish farm
and they set the table
where they've
for us.
built a shed just for hosting tour
And they
groups.
had lights in it because it got dark, and there were lights in it just for us. But there were
Yes.
no lights in the bathroom.
Yeah, there were no lights in the bathroom. A bunch of people were like, I didn't bring my phone into the bathroom, and it was dark in there. Anyway,
So
they were a cool family.
but the meal, it was really awesome. There was green beans, which is what I ate.
Mary made the green beans.
Green beans,
Lots of homemade
mashed
bread,
potatoes, homemade bread,
Salisbury steak,
that had like a cracker,
breaded chicken
breading,
strips,
breaded chicken strips, and
so many pies. Creme brulee pie,
creme brulee
banana cream pie,
a coconut cream
coconut
pie.
cream pie,
What else? Oh, did they
apple
have
pie.
apple pie?
They had so many pies.
I don't know.
You know what I ate?
He ate nothing.
Nothing.
I ate green beans.
I could have eaten the butter,
Yeah.
except the butter was store-bought, which was
You're
weird.
right. They had made their own peanut butter and their own jelly, and I did actually take a taste of the peanut butter. Holy sugar!
Yeah.
That had so much sugar in it.
I appreciate what they've
I
made.
did, and you know what? It was so nice. And
It was fun to
really
just sit around and
cute, and it
talk,
was
too.
nice to talk, and it was nice to learn, about them a little bit.
Yeah.
So super fun. We
Yep.
didn't eat anything, and that was also our anniversary dinner.
That was our anniversary
That was
dinner.
our anniversary dinner. So,
Well, the reason why this was an issue is we're on a tour bus.
and so things are out of our control, and we
Completely out of control.
We did bring Keto Chow, and we brought blender bottles.
But there wasn't a good place to mix them up.
But the problem too was we didn't know, and we didn't have like a cooler or anything.
Yeah.
We didn't know how long it would be before we could get there, and we would get our suitcase, pack up all of our stuff from the hotel room, put our suitcase in the bus, and then we didn't have access to it
Yeah, we didn't have access.
until we got to the next hotel, because we were driving from place to place, which was super fun, by the way.
And they
super
did.
fun.
It turns out they did have an ice chest that we could have put them
Oh
into.
yeah, I didn't think of that.
But it just wasn't. It just didn't work out to mix them.
And it was fine, because what happened that night was we got into our
Elkhart,
Yeah, we got into
Elkhart,
Elkhart,
Indiana.
It was in the hotel next to the one that we stayed in,
like,
like a
5
month
weeks
before.
ago. Weird.
Which is really funny. So then we met up with our friends, some of our RV friends, Matt and Will from Matt's RV Reviews.
Yep.
And they were visiting with us. Well, then after they left,
It's like 11:30 at night
the only places that were open
on our anniversary.
was the gas station
Yes, 7-Eleven,
and a steak and shake. And can I just tell you, my new favorite restaurant is the Steak and Shake.
You know,
So good.
they say the best seasoning is hunger.
It really is. And I had some green beans for dinner. And
Yeah,
then other
I had
than that,
nothing, and I was getting grumpy pants.
Really? Yeah, he was kind of ornery. And I'm
Yeah.
like, excuse me, I'm sorry that you're grumpy. And the other thing was we were doing really good. We didn't have snacks.
The whole time.
I brought 4 things of pistachios and didn't tell Chris that I brought them until the end of the tour.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I have these. What? You have those? You have those the whole time?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought we might need a snack. But we didn't snack the whole time. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip. So we go to the Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
And they have a little kiosk where you're able to order. And Miriam's like, I want a double burger. And so we're doing that. And I'm like, oh, you can add an extra patty. And then I went to go order mine, and I'm like, oh,
There's
they have a triple burger. Oh, you can add 2 patties.
Yeah.
So we ordered that. We ordered it without ketchup, just without a bun.
Pickles, and I think it came with onions. I just gave you mine.
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't supposed to have. And the guy gave it to us,
And
and
lettuce
I went
and
and sat down,
tomato.
and I'm like, wait a minute, there's only 4 hamburgers here. I was like, hey, we actually ordered 5. He's
And
like,
they're like, 5?
5? I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. It was really good. So if you are living a keto lifestyle, if you are trying to, and you're in a situation where stuff is outside of your control,
Right.
sometimes eating a big breakfast or a
Yeah.
big dinner and don't worry about eating, that can be very effective. If you have the ability to mix up something like Keto Chow, like we did yesterday,
Yeah, which was
where we
super
were able
nice.
to take it with us, that also worked out really well. But yeah, sometimes the solution is just don't eat.
Yeah. But can I just tell you, on that tour bus, we went through so
much salty.
salties. Because every time I travel, I always have to have more magnesium, because the sitting, it hurts just as much as if you're standing. And I know that's weird, but
Yeah.
and we were driving a lot, but it was like 1 and 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So it was we still got lots of breaks in between. Like, it was super chill. No driving was very long. I think the longest time we were in the car was like 3 hours.
Without
one
a
of the
break,
times.
the longest stretch was about 2.5 hours.
Yeah. So super.
There was a toilet in the back of the van, of the
Right.
thing, but people were like, "Please don't use it because we're
taking
not
it with
emptying
us."
it."
But we went through like maybe 4 a day, probably, of these each. Yeah.
We were pounding down salty like crazy.
And I didn't ever get a headache. I didn't ever have cramps. My legs were swollen by the end.
I got a headache on the second day because I didn't drink enough, because I was concerned about having to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And after that, I just didn't care, and I was drinking
Yeah.
more.
But once we kind of realized that we were just going to go, and everybody went to the bathroom before we left, it was just so funny because There was so many people in the bathroom lines.
Yeah, we showed up.
We went to this gas station.
At this
that had
gas
two
station?
stalls. And there were 50 of us. 56 people.
It was so funny. And a bunch of truckers come in and they just
like,
stop. And there was a line 20 people deep for the men's restroom.
Yeah.
Like anyway, it was kind of funny. Debbie says I have lipedema as well. I can relate to the pain from sitting too long.
Yep.
Here's the other thing. So yeah, we were pounding down SALTT. Miriam was evangelizing the
gosh, you
gospel
guys.
of red light therapy. It was
So funny.
absolutely hilarious. Have you ever showed your red light thing on the live stream?
I don't know, have I?
So it's just this belt. And it wasn't super expensive. It also wasn't cheap.
It was $150.
$150. There you go.
I mean, that's kind of expensive
And
in my opinion.
it has an AC plug. We could probably set that up with a DC plug, so you wouldn't need the AC adapter. Like, let me see the DC thing.
It's like
Thanks.
super weird. So it's just it's supposed to go around your back, right? But I just wrap it around my knees at night, so you can see. That's the red light part of it, and it's really bright. And I just wrap it around my knees or my ankles. Mostly that's what hurts at night. So I just and that helps me not have to take any pain medication. Because I don't take pain medication very often, but if I'm hurting and I can't go to sleep because my legs hurt, then I will. So this has made it so I.
But you were taking it around to all these ladies who were having issues.
Because people
One lady,
were having.
I think she had
problems.
lymphedema.
Oh, probably.
And she didn't know it. And so between the red light therapy and some people showing her how to massage the lymph nodes.
Yeah, she had a Baker cyst in her leg.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
But she started the trip basically unable to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, she was going upstairs.
Yeah, so she had one in her mailbox when she got home. Because I had lent it to her on like the second day or something.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because every night we'd get home from the hotel and you're like, who are you taking your red light belt to today? And I'm like,
so funny.
I'm taking it to so-and-so and I'm taking. And then I lent it to 2 people in one day. So I said, I'm going to the pool. On the message app, and then they used it and then brought it down to the pool and then took it up to another lady and then she brought it back down to me at the pool. So
it was pretty funny.
It was funny. But can I just tell you guys, take a chance on this. It's amazing.
People kept asking me, so have you ever used it? I'm like, I've literally never tried it.
Yeah.
I haven't had a need for it, but
my hip actually was hurting the day we got home. And I put it on my hip and then it felt better. It's magic.
now I know that Neely of Indigo Neely, well as Victor from Southern Keto have been doing a lot of stuff about red light therapy.
I want a big panel.
I can see a lot of really good, like the applications for it. I see a lot of the potential scientific stuff of what explains how it would work and stuff like that. So someone just asked if we have the link.
Yeah, you can just grab it real quick.
I don't have it.
Just grab it on Amazon. Okay. I can show you which one it is. Whee!
What is the name of it?
It's Life Pro.
Oh my gosh.
I'll get it.
You texted it to someone.
I know. I texted it to Chelsea today.
Yeah, so just text me the link. Anyway,
okay, I'll get it.
I've seen a lot of pretty convincing stuff that indicates that red light works and how red light works. And going off initially I was like, yeah, this is a bunch of hooey. But yeah, I've seen some pretty convincing stuff that's like, yeah, this sounds like it's probably legit.
It is crazy.
There it is.
Yeah, I've been getting it. I've got it like 6 times this week.
Life Pro Red Light Therapy
right
Belt.
here.
Oh, it's the one down below. Purchased.
This one's on sale.
Oh, that one's on sale?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, okay. So that, Miriam's going to text it to me. Thank you. The lady who got it, she did notice that it was less expensive using, was less expensive on
On the Life Pro.
Amazon's website than it was on Life Pro.
Yeah. I would prefer to get it from Life Pro, but I
So would
think it is cheaper
There you go, there's
on
the link.
Amazon. And that's the same plate. Life Pro is where I got my vibration plate. And they do have like a sleeping bag. And the only reason why I haven't got it is because I don't like the idea of just laying in my own sweat.
Yeah.
It sounds gross to me. So I'm gonna get there. It's a goal.
Okay. Oh, what the heck? It
didn't
dropped the link.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. It might have actually put it through, but I'm going to repost it into
That is funny.
YouTube. It removed it as a spam link.
Oh. But you posted
Okay, no,
it.
it put it in there.
Okay, can you guys see it?
Well, it may not be on anyway.
I've seriously been using this
Now,
every day.
a lot of the stuff that I've seen indicates that actual sunlight is as effective,
Yes,
if not
it is.
more effective.
And that's the whole. It's the same thing that it's doing. It's just not getting you sunburned.
Also, it's a lot easier to do in your underwear in the winter.
True, because it's hard to be in your underwear outside.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Okay, so a bunch of people are seeing the link on YouTube. I don't know if it went through to Debbie, which is on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I think it's time to get off. We've been on here long enough, so for all you people who wanted to hear about tour buses and
Yeah.
toilets in the back.
And not eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was the other meal.
Oh, yeah.
They saved they got Amish bread and they got the Amish peanut butter and Amish jelly.
And
that was
sweet
one of
rolls.
the meals.
And that was all that they had.
That was what they had. But
They did grab a bunch of meat.
They had
so
some
we ate
meat for us to have just lunch meat. So
They
we
were
had
actually
that
really
for
accommodating.
meal. You know what else was cool? So those were just the two. Those were the only two meals. Everything else was amazing, and we loved it. But there were a lot of people that were gluten-free in our tour.
That's true.
And so everything that had a gluten-free option, pretty close.
Some of it we could eat.
We could eat like the breaded. Some of the people or the Amish people had the breaded gluten-free, but it was still
Gluten-free does not mean low carb.
Yeah. So we didn't eat that, but anyway, it was. I would recommend going on a tour with a bunch of old people. It was amazing.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I believe normal schedule next week too.
Yeah.
So, but we will catch you then, and you all have a fantastic
That's
night.
right. And I love you and I miss you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.